See if anybody shows up to an unannounced live stream. Let's get this ready. Share screen, window, drop. Okay, let's see. Share screen, window, drop. Yeah, I wondered if that was going to do that. Okay. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I don't know who's here, if anybody's here, but we are going to talk about the Droppp Arcade. It is day one, folks, and I'm going to do a series of videos on this subject matter, but I really just didn't want to edit a video tonight, so I thought I would just go live and talk about it, some interesting things, kind of my thoughts on where we're at with it and where it's going to go, but I just really kind of want to get into all of that and just do it directly here on the live stream. What's up, Schaefer? How are you? Milky. And anybody that wants to jump on and talk about this, tell me. I will send a link to them. You guys can jump on. It's kind of interesting, but we are in day one, and I have a lot of thoughts. Imagine that, a lot of thoughts. So we're going to go through those and kind of talk about the state of the Droppp Arcade. I couldn't think of the name of it all of a sudden. I'm going to share my screen so we can get ready for this because I got to move some things around here. We're going to go to leaderboard and talk about this. All right. So obviously, kind of in that first video, I talked about it. Let me get back over to the screen where I can see what the hell I'm talking about. Here we go. So that first video, I basically talked about how you have to convert NFTs, which is burning them, in order to get points so that you can move up the leaderboard, and then you have to be top 333 in order to qualify to get the redemption token for that limited edition piece, 333 limited edition piece. Freddy Funko is Drop Monster. So here's my strategy. My strategy was pretty simple. What do I anticipate the value of that pop being? And then what am I willing to burn in order to get that? So in an effort to kind of see where I was and see what, how this was going to play out, I estimated value that pop to be worth $100. Now, it may be worth 500. I have no idea, but I'm guessing $100. Yes, it's limited, but it is Freddy is the Drop Monster, so it's only exclusive to those that collect the NFTs or collect Freddy's. It may not be, I think it'll come out hot and then it'll drop in value. So if I estimated it at $100, what's up, Christina? So if I estimated it at $100, then I was willing to gamble 60 in NFTs to try to get in onto the leaderboard and in a position to make that top 333. Which is exactly what I did. It was a lot of series coins, 89 of them to be exact. It put me in 93rd place at the time that I did it, and with 17,808 points. That's where it was at that roughly $60 value mark. Now, as we've gone on throughout the day, you'll see, I'll get back over to the screen here, you can see that if I go here and go, if I go jump to my rank, I am now at 198. So I'm almost at that 200 mark and falling pretty fast. So it's clear that people value that pop more than I do, or they're just not thinking about it and thinking about what they burned. But let me show you some fun things that I have kind of found as we go through this. If you can pick anybody at random, let's go into, let's say the top 25. Let's go to the 25th position, right? Person who has 25th place, if you click on it, you come over here, you can see the available points that remain in their inventory. And then you can see their remaining inventory from their drop wallet. In this case, it's 0. This person is all in. And here's what they've converted. They have converted 133 legendaries, 5 grails, 12 royalty, 10 ultras, 197. You see the whole point, all the way down to series coins and everything else. This wallet was estimated value at $2,357. I don't know these people, so I'm not questioning them. Maybe they weren't into the NFTs and they just want to get rid of it. But there's no shot that Funko Pop is going to be worth $2,357. Not even remotely. So it's insane. Yeah, even with your Shaver, even with your series coins, I burned, what was it, 89 of them, I think, of the 470 or something that I had. So I mean, it was very minimal, and that's what I was willing to do. But yeah, I like that you can see what everybody has and work it out from there as well. I like that as well, Milky. It does kind of, back to, no, and it doesn't mean, that's right, Mitchie. Mitchie said from upstairs, that doesn't mean they don't have another account. They may have another Droppp wallet. So this person that shows that their inventory is 0, that doesn't necessarily mean they don't have another account somewhere. But if you go up even into this first one, the one in first place with 300,000, look at, I mean, again, all in basically, but converted 71 grails, 2 mythics, 227 legendaries. I mean, thousands and thousands of dollars worth of NFTs for the shot at getting that 333 piece, which this person will get it. Nobody's beating that number. Yeah, and we're only in the first day. So imagine what the people are going to do at the last minute trying to get into that, crack that 333. What you can see over here on the left side is total number of players. 1,424 people have participated so far, and all the items that have been converted, i.e. burned, are 505,927. So 500,000 NFTs have been burned just today for this drop. Converted to points of 24,743,000, and the average score in the 333s is 10,386. That's where it stands right now. So we're going to keep an eye on it and see what it does. But I do really enjoy, because you can go down here. Some of these people, still have a lot in their inventory, still have a lot in their current wallet. So this person still has 7 grails, 61 legendaries. This is all available that they can still burn if they need to crack that leaderboard at the end, which I don't think they'll have to, but there you go. And this is what they've burned. So far, they've burned 0 grails, 0 legendaries, 0 royalty, and 0 ultra. Only epics, rares, uncommons, commons, and then the series coins are valued at 200 a piece in points. So that's why that is. That's how they got most of their stuff. So if you look at mine here, you can see inventory, and then you can see converted 89 series coins, and then I did convert 1 common just to see if I could figure out how to do this whole thing, because I wasn't really sure. But that's what it is. Let me get caught up on the chat here real quick. I'm thinking these are people who paid, let's see. I'm thinking these are people who paid people like $40 for NFT wallets over on Facebook. I agree. I completely agree. Or I also have a suspicion that it might be something even a little bit more questionable than that, but I'll leave those comments private at the moment. Wouldn't it be better to wait until the last day? I agree, except that the only thing I would say about that as far as the last day is that when I was trying to burn them earlier, when they, like an hour after the drop, after the arcade started, I kept getting errors. I kept getting logged out. I was having all kinds of problems with it. And so if it can't handle the volume of transactions that are going through on day one, I have to think that last day is going to be even more insane, and therefore you're going to run into issues like that. So if you do wait till the last day, you risk, it not working, and then you miss out on that. So I don't know. I mean, it's all a gamble, but I did wonder why the sudden insurgency of buying wallets. Yeah, I mean, series coins right now, just the series coins are like minimum 75 cents. The royalty cards are like $5, $6, $7, $8. I mean, some of them, I have royalty cards that are worth $16 and $20, and they've already gone up drastically in value. Now, I don't know what will happen after the 81 days or after the next couple of weeks. I don't know what's going to happen then, if they'll drop in value or not. But the theory is that as we burn all of these, then we'll get more value to our own personal collections and they'll grow, which is what I'd like to see happen. I'm willing to burn a lot of mine if it means the remainder of mine grow in value. So maybe that's what some other people are doing as well. Yeah, it's like a toilet paper shortage. You buy up more than you need just in case. What's up, Charles? Not so much stolen wallets as it is. I have a tendency to think, I know that there's a wallet for all the ones that were mistakenly sent to the wrong address, all end up in one wallet owned by the company. And I have to wonder if that's what this is, because who would burn, over $3,000 worth of NFTs for a shot at a 333 piece? I would never give away $3,000 for the chance at getting one physical Funko Pop. I personally don't think I could do it.
Like me, that are just like, I don't want to deal with it anymore. And if I can get one thing instead of dealing with
yeah, so I could either have a lot of things worth $3,000 or one thing worth $100. I'll just take the $100. I mean, I know those people exist. Don't get me wrong. It's hard for me to understand.
For that,
yes. That's and Mark, thank you for your tireless efforts in getting all those transferred. I wish that was an easier process, and I'm sorry you had to do it. But thank you, and you got some cool stuff coming.
I'm not trying to make myself sound stupid, but for real though, if I don't want to deal with,
I'm not calling anybody stupid.
But it's like, if I have something upstairs that is half broken, but I know it's worth money and I could get it fixed, and I don't have time to do it, I'm going to throw it away.
People could think, finally, I can get rid of these cards that are worthless, as Brian would say. Exactly. And there's a lot of people that don't find the value in them. But at the same time, I've been holding a card over on my Wax wallet for over a year and had it listed and it was a one of one. So you could have listed it anything. And just the other day, it just randomly sold for quite a bit of money. And it's like, you just don't know. So people do buy these things, and it is very easy to convert USDC back into cash that you put in your wallet. So if you have them and the ease of the transaction through Droppp, then I'm all in favor of. Now, what sucks is you have 14,000 commons that are all 5 cents each and may or may not sell. I get it. Burn them all, right? But when you get into epics, ultras, legendaries, grails, one of ones, all that kind of thing, mythics, epic series coins now for this reason, finally some utility in the series coin. That's hard for me to imagine getting rid of for that kind of value. So another reason why it wasn't, I want to make sure that anybody that I bought any wallets from, I wanted it to be a fair transaction, because I just think there's value in these, and I'd hate to see anybody not get their value out of it. So,
and I agree with you on that.
Kenneth Bird stopping by. Welcome, Kenneth Bird.
I don't have time.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get it. A lot of people don't like it, or a lot of people were burned by it. The people are selling their entire wallets. I have a wallet, my wallet, I can't remember what it was worth, but in the thousands, and somebody offered me $250 for it. I told them absolutely not. And they acted like they were shocked, because that's what people are doing right now. They were just selling $1,000 wallets for $20. And I don't blame anybody for wanting to get rid of their collections. But
I have to deal with that wallet.
What's up, Collector's Conquest?
You always said I'd have to deal with that wallet if something happened.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I would get the pop and put it on
I don't even want the pop. Like, if I was going to sell the wallet, I'm just going to sell the wallet, right? But
well, it's about the chase too.
I think I was willing to take. I had said that I was willing to take like 40 to 50% value of the wallet, and that's what I was going to stick to. And then when I got the offer of $250, I realized that that's not what people were after. They're actually looking at this differently. So, Charles, you got to find a way in your wallet. Actually, I can tell you what's in your wallet if you want to know. You have to type your wallet address in the chat, but I can show you exactly what's in it. If you're curious to know what's in it, I would say. So let's see. Let me get back over here to the arcade. You could get all three, yes. But again, if you paid $1,000 for the first one, would you be willing to pay? What is happening here? If you paid $1,000 for the first one, would you be willing to pay another $1,000 for the second and another $1,000 for the third? Now you got $3,000 into 3 physical Funko Pops that are worth $300. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just disagree because I don't see the value in the physical. That's all.
But I do think that on like the second, third round, people are more willing to probably pay for your wallet.
I don't know if anybody can hear you, but if let me know. And maybe. So basically, Mitchie's saying that, you know, this may drive more value into the season 2 of this and the season 3 of this. But I'm saying that I think people are going to blow their wads in season 1. And you know, I mean, people are all in for 300,000 points in season 1 with nothing left in their wallet. Like, how, now what? Season 2 comes rolling around. You're going to have to go out and buy all of these to go, or buy collections, buy wallets in order to do that. Okay, we can hear. Good. Yeah, I got a bunch of cool Max token heads. Thank you.
They can always
hear. They can always hear me, Mitchie says. All right, so I got cool Max token heads. Over here on the left-hand side in your own wallet, it tells you the estimated inventory value in dollar or a USDC, and then what that would convert to points. So this, everything eligible becomes 446,000. If I wanted to convert it all to points, I'm not going to, and I'm not trying to flex here. I'm just showing you how that works, that if you pull up your wallet, you can do that. You, down here at the bottom, is a button that says arcade mode. You just go into arcade mode and you find we'll go Nicktoons common, finding one or 12 that you want to burn, and I don't want to burn any Max. So we'll go with this guy and Lil and just go convert to points. It will give you all the information, acknowledge that you want to, and hit convert to points. And that gave me 16 points. So I can go back to the leaderboard now and then see if I look at my profile, jump to my rank. Okay, be careful. Love you. I can go down here to converted, and you'll see now that I have 3 commons converted, 89 series coin, and my rank is 208. So that's where it is. But that's how easy it is to do the conversion and do all that stuff. And I know I almost threw up at the thought of Max burning. Yeah, I almost did it too. I was just kind of, I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. But so that's kind of how that whole thing works. And, you know, I don't know. I've just got a whole lot of mixed emotions. Just go into like 200th place right now. You look at what they've converted. Rares, uncommons, commons, and a whole lot of series coins. Series coins seems to be because so a series coin is 200 points, I think. And let me find this out. I got it right here. Series coin is that's not the right one. Series coins are worth 200, and legendaries are 250. Royalties are 500. So royalties and series coins are the two that are really getting eaten up. If you want to know what it takes to get to the top 100, just click on number 100. You have 31,000 NFTs or 31,000 points. And then you can go down here and see what they converted: 4 Grail, 8 Legendary, 8 Royalty. But I also like that you can look at their current inventory and go, yeah, this guy's all in. This is everything he had. Again, maybe he has another wallet. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. But right now in this current Droppp wallet, this one here, there are no NFTs left. and you can see what they converted to get where they are. So if you want to know how to get in the top 50, just go up to the top 50 and there you are. So this guy's all in, converted all of this, 3 grails, 24 legendaries, 5 royalties, 34 series coins. But you get up here in the top 5, this person's still got 142,000 points that he could convert in his inventory. And he's already converted all of this: 9 grail, 159 legendary, 73 royalty, 67 series coins, 900 commons. I mean, it gets crazy. But there's a lot of people out there with a whole lot of NFTs in their wallet. What did I say? Why do I have a love you too, Jeremy? I wish it was more of a lottery system and you can get more chances and more cards, but they would have an issue with that, maybe legally. I just don't know. I just know I have no chance with the amount of cards I have. Right. And what I would have liked to have seen is maybe expanded out where there were more physicals. So maybe it's the top 500 or 1,000 or whatever it might be, but that as you burn them, you could stair step up from you get this pop if you're in the top, 1,000. You get this, or 750. You get this pop if you're in the top 500. This one in the top 250, and this one for the top 25 or whatever. It has a super rare limited piece for that top prize. That would have been kind of cool. But Jeremy, how much money have you burned for that pop? $60. $60. I'd love to hear a conversation with you and a current top 50 player. Absolutely. And I've been following the Discords because I'm really anxious to see what other people are thinking about this. What are their plans? What do they want to do? Are they staking their investment in the value of the NFTs going up, or are they looking at waiting till the last minute to jump in and try to get that or to get that physical? Or what is the what's the motivation? What's the thought here? And I think just in the early stages, there's 2 schools of thought. Number one, yes, 500,000 NFTs have been burned. I would only expect that to dwindle over the next 81 days while this thing is running. It's going to get slower and slower and slower. And then at the last minute, there'll be a big surge. So part of me, sorry, Rob, it's good to see you, brother. Thanks for being here, man. So I think that we're going to see, there's some people that are surprised that there's already over 500,000 NFTs burned and think of that as really positive. And there's a lot of other people who are thinking like, that's not enough. I expected to see more. You see a whole lot of FOMO going in where people just right off the bat throwing everything they had at it, put the cards where they are and see where you land. A lot of people doing that. So I'm not surprised to see kind of the way it's shaping up. But is 500,000 in one day enough to drive the value of the remaining NFTs up? And I honestly think that the pulse on the market is kind of that this is going to be the most important one. This arcade being the first is going to be the one that has the most engagement. So if this one doesn't have full engagement, then the next 2 are going to have even less. And it'll be interesting to see how that all shakes up. Can you see it? Yes. So if I go here to this jump to rank, I can go right to rank number 333 and it shows you the cutoff. So you can look right here. What separates 333 from 334 is 2 points. 2 points, less than 1 common. By the way, bonus NFTs, the little bonus ones they've given out over time, count as a common for 8 points. It's kind of sad, but so you can see, like, I don't know what the difference would be, but you could literally break it down: 98, 299, 486, and 11. And then, it's the legendaries, 1 royalty. Yeah, you can see kind of what the difference is, the 2-point difference. Isn't that crazy? But, somebody, that just means you go buy a series coin for 75 cents, and now you've got another series coins are 200 points. So yeah, you can see past the cutoff. You can see all the way down, because in the midst of all of this over the next 80 days, they're also going to be doing like surprise bonuses or surprise things that they're going to throw out there. I don't know what that's going to be, but they've also talked about the stickers and the different, not stickers, but they look like a sticker, but it'll be an NFT that they give you for participating in. And there's different variations of that sticker that are kind of cool. 84 days watching that as a commitment. I see people forgetting the end date unless they set a reminder. I mean, fortunately, with the end date will be announced on the Discord. It'll be announced a number of places, and then you'll get the redemption token. Once you have the redemption token, you'll have 30 days to redeem that. So even if you forget and you don't get in there, but you make the top 333, you'll notice the redemption token in your wallet. I have to assume. I mean, unless you just never check your wallet. I'm guessing people who are participating in this will keep an eye on it, but we'll see. Yeah, I like looking past the cutoff. I like to look at and see all the, again, I can get it up to date. I'll just refresh here. 519,000 NFTs. So just another 10,000, 14,000 burned since I started this live. So, you know, I mean, it's a good amount, right? I guess this 333 score, it's not the average. It is literally the score. So, but this guy still has a ton in his inventory and can move up. This guy in 334 has very little in his inventory. And it's going to be hard for him to move up without going back over to Droppp or Atomic Hub and buying up more NFTs. So I don't know. What do you guys think? How much are you willing to burn for that pop? I've already done it. I've already done it. My whole goal was to put in exactly what I put in on day one to see where that ends or see how that plays out. Will I be knocked out in the first day, the second day, the first week? Never. Will I make the top 333 with 17,800 points? I mean, I highly doubt it, but I want to see where that lands on the ranking system at the end of this. I've got around 46,000 if I cash in my points. I think it's worth it. Let's look. Pull this back up here real quick. Let me go over here. So 46,000 points. Let's scroll faster. 46,000. 46,000 today would put you in the roughly the top 50 to be right around 52, 52nd place. Is that going to be enough? I think so, but again, it depends what your value of that is and whether or not, if these things, so if a series coin is selling for 75 cents now, legendary is selling for a couple of dollars, Grail is selling for $5, royalties are selling from $4 to $6. If you take those into consideration and multiply that by the number that you're burning to get a total dollar value, the question is, in your 46,000 points, if that's like $500, then you're kind of banking on that physical Funko Pop being somewhere in that area. And maybe it would be, maybe it won't be. And maybe I'm over exaggerating that because, you know, half of those points are going to come in commons, and you're not going to sell 5-cent commons or 2-cent commons over the next 12 freaking years to try to make up all that money. So, you know, I might be overstating it a little bit, but if you look at some of those wallets and what they've burned, if you're calculating just that top wallet had like $800 worth of grails and legendaries just out of the gate, $800 plus everything else they burned. It's hard. I have a hard time believing that that is going to be worth anywhere near that. But if you are a physical collector and you're a Freddy collector and you enjoy the NFTs, then this is a pretty highly sought after pop, and it would be worth going after and getting. So I don't know, you know, I mean, it just depends on what you'd rather have. But I do think I would, Adam, I guess my final statement on that would be I would wait until about day 75 and have a few days left before the redemption starts, and I would check it then. You would risk burning them all now and then finding out that you needed 60,000 to make the top 333. I would wait until much later in the game to see where that's going to stand. I'd like it if the pop was numbered in correspondence to your table standing at, yeah, that would be cool. If you finished first and yours literally had a number 1 sticker on it, that would be pretty cool. Definitely be pretty cool. Yeah, I mean, here's Milky says, so as competitive as you are, is 333 the point to reach to spend as little as possible? Yes. In my case, yes. But I'm really leaning on the NFT value going up more than I am the value of that physical. So I think I'm okay with burning more of my own, even if that gives away some value in the common, uncommon range and duplicates of things that I have. I'm willing to do that to burn more out of existence, so the ones that I have become more valuable. That's kind of where my head's at with it. Yeah, do you think that pop will be shipped out in 6 months or 16 months? It says, according to the website, you know how accurate that is. I read it on the internet. It must be true that it was going to ship out in Q4 of 2025. So this thing runs. Let me look at this again here real quick. This Droppp Arcade overview. Timeline, it runs from March 26th to June 17th. So June 17th is the last day you can get that. That's when the season closes. Everything's in. No more burning, and then redemption closes on, and then they'll send you your redemption token. And then once you have that, you have until July 18th to redeem your token or sell your token or whatever you want to do. And then Q4 of 2025. So October, November, December is when the physical collectible should ship. Having said that, I don't believe it. I've been burned too many times with Droppp on inaccurate shipping dates, but that's neither here nor there. It'll show up eventually. My thought is, if I can get in the top 333 for somehow, some way, without spending a whole lot more, without spending any money, with only burning like commons or something, then I would do that, and I would sell the redemption token. I think the redemption token is going to be worth more than the physical, but that's very accurate with NFTs. So, and still not protected in shipping. You can get a hard stack now, I do believe. I think you have to pay extra, but I think you can get a hard stack now. Will they or could they replace damaged items? They got to make more than is advertised. That goes back to the original fear of all of these things, which is, how many are there really? They say they only print the number that were, redeemed, and therefore there shouldn't be any extras, but then they pop up in different places. It's questionable at best. But even if a 333 piece gets, even if they print 500 and then they would have to replace a handful of them or however many of them, and then all in, there are 500 total, and supposedly they'll get rid of 150, whatever. Do the math. It's still pretty limited. That's 500 pieces. Yes, you can sell. So you can sell the token just like any NFT. If you pull a legendary out of a pack, you can sell that legendary as a card before redemption, or when redemption comes, you get the actual physical, or you actually not physical, but when you get the actual redemption token, you can sell the redemption token as well. Or you can wait, redeem the token, and get the pop shipped to you. So, you got 3 ways of handling that there. In that case, it's just like any other NFT series where you open a pack and that's what you got. We'll got to go wrangle the troops and play in traffic. Charles, I love you, brother. Have a great night, and be safe out there. Be safe out there. Other than that, I think it's kind of it's been a fun day one watching the progress. And let's look now because I was dropping like a rock. Let's see where I am now. Jump to my rank. 212. 212. So that's where I'm at currently. I'm guessing that I'll make minimal moves based on some duplicate commons or whatever that I want to get rid of. That's the most I'm going to go in. We'll see what happens. And then I might FOMO at the last minute and throw a bunch more at it and try to get in there if it's close. But not if it's, if it goes from 60 to 85, then sure, I'll do it. If it's going to cost 100,000 tokens to be in the top 333 or 100,000 points, I'm out. It's not worth it to me. So we shall see. I'm just a little surprised. What's up, Blaze? I'm just a little bit surprised that there have been so many people who have just went all in on day one. Just take it all. It's crazy. Burn it all or lose so much you can't participate, right? Welcome in, Mr. New here, Mr. Anthony Blaze. Good to see you. We're talking all things NFTs, your favorite thing. Maybe we'll switch to dragons. I know you like dragons too. But if we do move to Fortnite, I'm sure you'll have things to say. So, yeah, welcome to the community. I appreciate your live streams. I don't know. Anybody got any questions on any of this nonsense? Because it is quite chaotic at the moment on day one, which is good. It's exciting to see. I've been looking forward to it for a while. Not sponsored, but sparkling ice, coconut pineapple. Not bad. It's a little sweet. It's not bad. I like it a lot. Yeah, if anybody has any questions on that stuff, yeah, I'd love to hear them. Or if anybody has any thoughts that they want to share in the comments, please do. If you're watching this after the live stream and have comments or questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to be following it closely and posting some new videos. And yeah, Anthony, who drinks water? I do now. I have all but quit drinking soda. In fact, I threw this away because I was done. I'm not drinking soda anymore. There's a refrigerator full of it, and I'm not drinking it. How are you not surprised self-control isn't for anyone? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess there's a lot of people out there that have wallets that they don't, I mean, they did it for the physicals and the NFTs don't mean anything. And I respect that. And for those people to go all in to get in this top 333, I get that. Go for it. That makes perfect sense to me. What's weird to me is that they would do it on day one. That's what's surprising. Throwing it all in day one is a little bit scary because that's like making somebody else go first in any competition. Now you know what you have to beat in order to win. I think that's a little crazy or a little scary. I wouldn't do it. You said we could send comments and questions. That's your fault. No, I want comments and questions. That's why, absolutely. I want that both for now while we're live and for after the live if anybody comes in and has any questions. So, yeah, definitely. What are NFTs and what are dragons? Yeah, so NFTs are a digital asset that has I don't know, whatever value you want to call it. And dragons are real life creatures that live in the mountains over near Milky. So yeah, they exist. And yes, we can talk about the pyramids. We're done with the Droppp Arcade. So let's get after it. What do you want to talk about with the pyramids? the new underground stuff that they found. Mitchie, you should be here for this conversation. I know you've got a lot to say. There's been a lot of talk about the underground scannings of the pyramids and what those are. And yeah, maybe there are dragons in the basement of the pyramids. We don't know. Maybe that's where they lived. It is crazy to think. And the question is, the long-standing question is, how were the pyramids built? How did they get there in the first place? Anybody have any thoughts on that? I certainly do. My son, in the meantime, my son messages me or calls me yesterday, FaceTimes me from deep in the wilderness of Oregon, which is like, Bigfoot capital of the world. And I was like, dude, keep your eyes open, man. Find them. Get it. What's up, Obsessed with Horror? How are you? Mitchie says aliens brought the pyramids. Okay. I should probably change the title now since we're not talking about Droppp Arcade anymore, but we are on to these other things. Mitchie says aliens built the pyramids. I have a different theory, but I respect that one. So anybody else have any theories on where they came from? It's crazy to think that they had all that technology back then. I mean, theoretically, they didn't, right? So they didn't. It would have taken manual labor in order to drag those stones the thousands of miles or whatever it was to where the pyramids were built. And then they had to comprise some system to lift those and put them in place. So I told you that wasn't the bottom. I don't know why they just now had access to sonar. Why is it in such good shape underneath? Because it hasn't been disturbed in thousands of years, right? Now, if the sandstone, what's technology about sandstone and chisel? That's a great question, except that sandstone that the pyramids are built out of was only found in areas that were thousands of miles away or hundreds of miles. I don't know what it was, but far, far away. And so they would have had to have gathered those stones and brought them to where the pyramids are in order to build that. And that's the first question, is how did they move these, big multi-ton boulder things to that area to build them in the first place? Then how come the workers show signs of hard labor? I'm not sure what that means. 50 miles away, regardless. Okay, so move that boulder or that stone 50 miles. And how much did the stone weigh? Is the question, I guess. That's a lot of weight. Would take a lot of people. And take a lot of people, and I don't know how they would do it. Oh, their bones? I'm not saying people didn't work on it. I don't know. I vote for a conspiracy episode with you and Mitchie on pyramids. I'll give you a sneak preview of what I think. Now, I will say that I heard this on a podcast, and it just made the most logical sense to me. And what made sense to me is that a civilization of people lived on this planet before us that had far more advanced technology that either left or were destroyed by a catastrophic event, leaving behind only what could withstand that event behind, which might include the pyramids. They are significantly, they're very old, and I don't know. So to me, it's possible that a ancient civilization that lived before us had the technology to do it, did it, and then are no longer. And then we come along millions of years later, and these pyramids still stand. I know Mitchie's itching to be here. We can do a whole live stream on this. I would love it. So, Mitchie, I would love to talk more about this with you on a live stream Anthony Blaze says he heard about giants helping too. And Mitchie, I know that that's right up your alley because I know that you've got a love for the giants stories, the stories of the giants, especially the ones that were found here in Pennsylvania or wherever they were. Next, Mitchie joins us live on the side of the highway to give her thoughts, right? No kidding. Mitchie says, are you sure you want to? Absolutely. I would love to do the conspiracy theory videos again, live streams. Milky, everyone's a giant to me. Good times, good times. Too funny. Yeah, what other conspiracy theories? I thought for sure my son was going to find Bigfoot. He did not. I don't think he even do a pint show, pops in a pint, do a what rhymes with conspiracy that was related to alcohol. I'll think of a good name. We'll come up with a good name. Yeah. I got nothing at the moment, but yes, we definitely could do something like that. We'll just do a Friday Night Live or something and have some drinks, or maybe not Friday, maybe a Sunday Night Live and do some drinks and have fun and whatever. He needed to camp out overnight for there, and then he'd hear it. I know I absolutely would have loved to have heard stories about his overnight camping, but at the same time, I think he's a lot like me, and we don't camp. So no Bigfoot's going to be heard in the middle of the night because I'm not going to be in the woods or the forest in the middle of the night. It ain't happening. Not because I'm scared. I just don't like bugs and all that. Saturday is always a good time. We could do it Saturday. We got, it just depends on. Yeah, Saturday's probably good. I would camp at Area 51, which is camping in the desert, and I don't care about snakes. I just don't like the bugs. Mitchie has discovered some dirt potentially on a potential cult that we're going to do some investigation on. Meanwhile, we also have our upcoming visit to the Sally House on September 12th, which is the night of my birthday. So we will be there at midnight. It'll be my birthday on the 13th. So that'll be exciting. Let ring in the big day with ghosts and terrifying things. See how that goes. I'll bring a birthday cake. I saw a video once where they did that and weird stuff happened. So who knows, whatever. Yeah, to ring in that 50, Mitchie. Exactly. Big one coming up. Yeah, it's fun to be live. I wasn't going to do it, and because tonight is Fortnite night, and my counterparts for Fortnite night had some family things going on. So shout out to Danny and AC, and miss you tonight, but we will catch up next Wednesday when we play. But yeah, they're doing that. And so when that didn't happen, I thought, well, what the heck am I going to do? And I've been wanting to make this video about the Droppp Arcade. And since I don't really want to edit it and do all that stuff, I figured, what the hell, let's just go live. Milky says, I can play Fortnite. I'm down to play Fortnite. I'm down to end this live at some point here shortly and jump on if y'all are interested. Beautiful picture of the sunset just came across from my sister. You won't be able to see that. So I don't know why I'm showing that to you, because I don't know why I ever put my phone up to the camera. It never works. Sorry, don't look down when you say counterpart. My bad. Anthony Blaze, what's Fortnite? It's a fun playing card game. You should check it out sometime. Yeah, I think you know more about Fortnite now than most all of us combined, but I can still beat you in a 1v1. So there you go. 1v1 me, bro. No. All right. Anything else? Anybody got anything else? I think Fish Sticks was going to join me, but I know he's tied up. He's got some things going on. I think he had a lot to say about this as well. and NFTs in general, but I'll try to hook up with him here soon. And he says, I don't 1v1, bro. Build mode only. Whoa, Mitchie, easy, Tiger. All right, on that note, I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you being here. As always, time is the most valuable thing, and you've chosen to give yours to me tonight. I appreciate you all very much. I do mean that sincerely. But yeah, hit me up if anybody wants to play Fortnite, and we will see you in the next one. Yeah, we will. I got to wait for it to